The next person to testify is Brent Schley, followed by Wayne Cochran.
Aloha, my name is Brent Schley, although most people just call me B-Boy. It is sadly ironic that we are so slow to learn the lessons of nature, apply them to our plans, and pass them on to the next generation. It is our relationship with the earth, our birthright of fresh landscapes and far horizons, that is being altered by what I have termed the quiet crisis. Unless we are to betray our heritage consciously, we must make an all-out effort now to acquire the lands which present and future generations need. Only prompt action will save Lipoa Point and other recreation lands before they are preempted for lower uses or priced beyond the locals' ability to buy. Generations to follow will judge us less by our material conquests than by our success or failure in preserving in their natural state the waterways and shorelines that have superior outdoor recreational values. The quiet crisis demands a rethinking of land attitudes, a rekindling of the spirit of preservation, a deepening involvement by leaders of business and government, and a renewed search for methods of making conservation decisions which put a premium on foresight. Once we decide that our surroundings need not always be subordinated to payrolls and profits based on short-term considerations, there is hope. We need to stop the tide of commercial development, which creates an ever-increasing spiral of municipal costs. We also need to demonstrate to municipal, state, and federal officials the fact that open space is not a liability, that it does not need to be developed to have value. The most valuable use for the land is to leave it as it stands, preserved for future generations to enjoy. We can even correct some of our previous errors because there are many paths to rural renewal. Together, we can make Maui a more attractive place to live and visit right now, and more importantly, guarantee a sustainable future. A new term, ecotourism, has become the clarion call of planners across the nation. Rural areas that raise funds to preserve distinctive geographical and cultural qualities are making investments that will assuredly enhance the future of their communities. It is ironic that today the conservation movement finds itself turning back to ancient land ideas of those who were here first, to the native Hawaiian understanding that we are not outside of nature, but of it. From this wisdom, we can learn how to conserve the best parts of our island. In recent decades, we have slowly come back to some of the truth that the native Hawaiians knew from the beginning, that unborn generations have a claim on the land equal to our own, that humans must learn from nature and replenish their spirits in frequent contacts with the ocean and the land. And most important of all, we need to recover a sense of reverence for the land. Each generation has a rendezvous with the land, for despite our fee titles and claims of ownership, we are all but brief tenants on this planet. By choice or by default.
Mr. Schley, you need to.
Almost, pal.
No, you will. We're going to be fair to all the testifiers. You can return to.
Okay.
After
Thank
everyone
you
else
very
has
much.
spoken.
Wayne Cochran, followed by Bill Cochran.
Greetings, Mr. Okama, Council, Chamber, and my friends. Aloha. I'd like to have my wife pass out some T-shirts to the Council. She's a local girl born in Lahaina. Remember, you guys are old enough to remember Moki's Inn down on Front Street, Hawaiian food? Yep. There's no more Hawaiian food places in Lahaina, let me tell you. It's hard to find good Hawaiian food, you know. I guess in Oregon and Las Vegas, they got a lot of Hawaiian food places, and it's a shame that people got to move away to afford to live in this island. Where I know you guys grew up here, and I know you want to keep your kids on this island too. The people on the west side, we feel like we're kind of shortchanged. We got to come all the way over here, but we can represent. And people are getting a grassroots movement going like this, and everybody who really supports this Honolua movement, could you please stand up and show the Council? These guys all took off work today to come here. I don't know if they all took off work. Maybe there's some retirees, but all of us quit one or two of our many jobs we were trying to make our mortgage with. And you guys sit down. Thanks again. Mahalo. And, you know, there's so much passion about preserving and kind of slowing down all this development. When we drive home, we got to go through just, you know, the barriers, and there's construction everywhere, and it's a mess, and it's disheartening to wonder who's our tax money keeps going up, and we're paying for that stuff too. So, you know, I'm sorry that we got so many people, but all these people took off, and they want to speak today too. They got a passion just like me, everybody else. I could go on and on. You know, I feel we're being, you know, just ripped off over there with the development, and that the people don't really have a say. You know, it's because, like I said before, that, you know, where you get your campaign funding isn't from the locals so much as it's from the developers and the big companies and that. So you might have felt obligated to vote for their development way, but the people are coming up. And I want to say another thing. The kids today were so good. I wanted to cry. Those kids, they're going to all register to vote. Those kids are going to be sitting in these chairs, some of those kids. You see how eloquent some of those little kids were? They were awesome. And I'm scared here talking right now. And I know those kids were scared too, and that's a step, you know. I mean, you got to. The more I do it, maybe I'll be comfortable someday. But I could be shaking this thing like that. So, anyway, I don't think we can really cut it short. I know you guys are working. You're burning the candle at both ends with all the meetings you've been going to, and I really appreciate it. You know, it was good to hear from the Molokai people. Molokai is awesome, and I hope they can save Lau Point, you know, because that's just another development, a beautiful spot. It's their Honolua Bay. I got to go. Thank you very much.